pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, welcome to the village board meeting on November 14th. Roll call, please.
Caperos.
Here.
Possession.
Here.
Giannotti.
Here.
Thierry.
Here.
Stacy.
Here.
Kraus.
Here.
You have minutes in your packet from the last meeting. Does anyone have any changes? If not, can we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second? There's a motion and a second. Roll call.
Caperos.
Yes.
Possession.
Yes.
Giannotti.
Yes.
Thierry.
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Kraus.
Abstain.
Okay. Does anyone in the audience wish to address the board?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
How you doing, Steve? I'm a disabled veteran. My name is Nathaniel Fields, so I appreciate the opportunity to address the board. Like I said, I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I'm a Master Mason. I'm an American Legion member. Used to own my own elevator company. Done a lot of things. But as I look out, I go to city council meetings in other cities and I see the same issues in certain communities. You have problems with, when I would ask the question why there are no youth programs, they tell me they're having a lot of youth problems. And I said, why is there no problem, no youth programs? They said, well, the state doesn't have the money to give them. And I said, well, why are you waiting for the state to give you money when you can work together to try to do this? So you may have received a letter from an organization called SUPA, the Southland Unification Parade Association. Okay. What I'm proposing is, there are 43 cities out here in the Southland. We've always been in the shadow of Chicago. What I proposed was, if we can have one parade in one of these cities every year annually, and unlike the Bud Billigan, which they have in Chicago, we can have a parade a week before school lets out, and this is just a proposal, a week before school lets out, introducing kids to things like apprenticeships, intern programs, rite of passage courses, sports camps, and different things to keep the kids' attention away from TV, their cell phones, and put it in a positive light. I am the nephew of Jesse White, the Secretary of State of Illinois. State Senator Napoleon Harris was a kid when I taught him how to play football, and he went and played in the NFL and on his own team. Now he's a state senator. But I'm one of them people that like giving back. And in this manner, the cities can send us a proposal or bid on whether they would like to host a parade. But at the end of the parade, they have to have either a carnival, a circus, or a concert. We're going to have vendors, we're going to have farmers markets and different things. And the revenue is going to go toward the programs and different things that the cities want to do. Say, for instance, they want to do things in the city. Any kind of program, streets, infrastructure. If you're not getting the money from the state, the parade association will have the money. So we're talking the whole city may get $3 million. It's going to take care of the security. It's going to take care of everything that they need for the parade, plus some other programs. Then other cities are going to get money that don't host for different programs that they let us know that they want. So the whole object is to try. I believe in the South Suburb. I've been a member of the South Suburb my whole life. And what I do want is, I want one thing in every city of these 43 cities out here. I want the biggest something, the biggest go-kart, the biggest raceway, biggest horse track, biggest stores. But I want something in these 43 cities where people from other countries are going to want to come to the Southland of Chicago and spend money here. So that is my goal, and the only thing that I would need the cities to do is to agree to join together to unify. There is a $100 fee, and that fee goes toward the plaque and the certificate, and that's it. It's every city will be a lifetime member, and like I said, I got a whole lot of mayors and trustees, aldermen, commissioners, supervisors. Jesse White, he tell you about to retire. So he's on board. He said if I need him, just let him know. So that is it, and I just wanted to let you know. If you want to talk to me, I think I sent the letter with my phone number and information, but I also have some cards. available.
Yeah, if you could leave us some cards, and I know I saw the letter, I know we played phone tag a little bit, I think I called you back, you called me back, I wasn't available, but, you know, please leave your information so I can get a hold of you.
Yes, ma'am, thank you for
Okay,
allowing me to
thank
speak.
you very much, thanks for coming. Yeah, if you've got them, you can either leave some on the table here.
I sure
Okay.
will. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Does anyone else wish to address the board? Okay, village clerk's report. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah, when I was in junior high, I was nominated with my brother and sister to be a trustee of the board, of this board. My brother was president, my sister was vice president, and I was the secretary. And there was a flag of peace that was hung up in the ambulance halls where the meetings used to be. I went to the first meeting, and then when I went to the second meeting, I was bullied out of there. And he's speaking of unity in this town, or unity, but there's no unity here. And I wanna know, what I can do to get help to get back onto the board.
And what board was that?
I was a trustee of the town, secretary trustee.
Okay. Yeah.
I can give it a
Can you?
Yeah, I'll.
And I signed a no trespassing order for the whole town of Beecher, banning them for life. I did that with the officers the other day.
Okay, do you wanna go talk to her, chief,
Yeah,
and see what we
I'll
can do? Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
We're gonna delay the oath of office and continue with our meeting till the chief returns, is that okay? All right,
He's back.
oh, he's back already. Okay,
Okay. You wanna do your clerk's report first, or shall we do the swearing here?
We can do swearing.
Okay, we're gonna swear in a new part-time officer, and Chief Fleming, would you?
I'd like to introduce Kevin Sandy. Well, I just,
we're doing it back there.
They're just getting young, Kevin. They're just getting
Come on over
young.
here, Kevin. I'm surprised he didn't do that.
They're getting
Minutes
used to
ago.
hiring for the police. Yeah.
Kevin is a resident, and Barry's got 2 kids,
Yes.
and we just completed his background. It was no issues at all. Really looking forward to him. He actually has police training already, so we're gonna put him right into the field training program. We're happy to have him, and that's gonna swear him in.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Kevin J. Tammy,
I, Kevin J. Tammy,
having been appointed to the position of police officer
having been appointed to the position of police officer
in the village of Beecher,
in the village of Beecher,
in the county of Will,
in the county of Will,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the position of police officer
of the position of police officer
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
You're good. Congratulations.
If you wanna go ahead and sign your oath, and we'll get a picture of you and the chief and the mayor together. Oh, beautiful. Thanks, guys. Chief, chief, chief. Chief. Your complaint back.
I know. Okay.
Yeah, that's her.
That's her.
Okay, anyway, village clerk report?
The total tax income received in the month of October totals $253,929.77, and that's all I have.
All right. Commission reports, Beautification Commission, Superintendent Connor.
Nothing to report at this time.
Okay. For the July Commission, Trustee Kraus.
I have nothing new.
Meeting is December 7th at 6:30 here at Village Hall, budget meeting, so we'll be talking about projects coming up. And then also there are going to be some openings on the commission as there's going to be some members retiring in the next few months, so that's about it.
So if someone's interested, contact you.
Yep.
See how
They
it's
can get my
done?
contact
See how that's done?
information from Village Hall.
Actually, contact here first.
Yeah, they can contact Village Hall and then contact the commission.
Just keeps flowing downhill. All right. Youth Commission, Trustee Session.
All right, just a few things. BYC sponsored 145 younger kids through the BHS Haunted Hallways last month during the not-so-scary hours. They will be collaborating with Beecher Lions coming up to help support the annual Breakfast with Santa. And are currently in the planning stages for the next year's Mother, Son, and Daddy Daughter dances and working on their 2023 calendar. Next meeting is tomorrow at 7:30 p.m.
Okay.
here.
Thank you. Historic Preservation Commission, Trustee Kaporis.
Next meeting is this coming Wednesday, the 16th, at 6 o'clock down at the depot. That's something for you for the next meeting, for that meeting.
All right. Okay, under my report, we went to the Will County Governmental League Fall meeting last week, and it was not terribly eventful. They did a presentation on the DuPage County Children's Museum, and it was a very in-depth report on the museum, and they kind of went into a thing about how they're trying to include all children of all talents, not just arts, not just science, kind of get everybody involved in a whole bunch of different disciplines. But outside of that
We
was,
did get to sit with the Will County Executive.
we got to sit with the Will County Executive. Yep, it was us, Mayor Dr. March, and, yep, and the Will County Executive sat with us, so yeah, we had a little conversation there. And the food was fabulous, I might say. Outside of that, that is the end of my report. So, Finance and Administration Committee, Trustee Kaporis.
All right, consider a motion approving the treasurer's report. Donna?
The month-end balance in the village accounts for October, $4,575,047.35. The month-end balance in the commission accounts, $343,525.21. The total combined, $4,918,572.56. The October month end in general, $1,408,614.18. The Fieldgate settlement was placed in the builder's escrow account, so you'll see that balance in there. First Community Bank did adjust our interest rates. I had contacted them, it had been quite a while. They went from 0.47 to 1.47. So that was nice. The commission non-AP payments for the month of October totaled $336,201.82. There was the TIF payment to Dutch American for $57,000. But other than that, pretty typical.
Yeah, someone might ask, why has 4th of July gone down from September, October? And that's because Joe's booking bands, I assume, right?
That, and there has been some work done, the PA system.
Oh, those.
Those types of things,
Projects.
yeah.
Right?
All right, anyone have any questions for Donna? All right, I'll go ahead and make a motion approving the treasurer's report for the month prior.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second? There's a motion and a second, discussion, roll call.
Kraus,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Genati,
Yes.
Possession,
Yes.
Caprows.
Yes. Variance reports are enclosed for your review. Consider a motion approving the bills for the month prior. There is a few that were added since the email, since they were emailed on Thursday. Creek Garden Center, $507. LOCIS, $167. Metro Power Inc., $967.36. I'm sorry, $4,967.36. And Safe Built, $59.25.25. And lastly was West Side Tractor for $15.58.77. Is there any questions on the bills? I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the bills in the total amount of $134,168.73.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second?
There's a motion and a second, discussion, roll call.
Caprows,
Yes.
Possession,
Yes.
Genati,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Stacy, Kraus.
Yes. All right, consider a resolution adopting job classifications for village positions. These are then used mostly for workers' compensation coverage and claims, but are also referenced when there is an opening in a position. The classifications have been vetted by Labor Council and are ready for adoption unless there's any questions or concerns. All right, you got a number?
2022-11.
I'll go ahead and make a motion approving resolution number 2022-11, adopting job classifications for village positions.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second?
There's a motion and a second, discussion, roll call.
Kraus,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Genati,
Yes.
Possession,
Yes.
Caprows.
Yes. Updated personnel manual has been provided to Labor Council for review, and once the next draft is released, it'll come to this committee for review. And then lastly, a reminder of the posted committee of the whole will be occurring immediately after this meeting to discuss the use of ARPA funds. And then I do have one last thing that I wanted to bring up, or should I bring that up under new business, Bob?
Doesn't matter.
I'll go ahead and bring it up now to end my report. And that is the need to discuss the tax levy. We do have, numbers in from the county. The CPI this year is 8.3%. That means that taxing bodies can increase an operating levy up to 5%. They can actually go for the full 8.3 with holding a public hearing. I just wanted to discuss everyone's opinions. In the past, we have, the past 2 years, we have increased our police protection levy, with the money going completely to the police department, or I shouldn't say the police department, but into the police budget. It is my recommendation that we consider a 4.95. I'm willing to listen and talk. I mean, it's gonna be whatever the board decides. But some things to keep into consideration, this would increase the funding of the police budget by approximately $31,500. And the money would basically be used to cover increase in wages, benefit costs, increased price of fuel, and basically that's about it, which is a lot. So I just wanted to put it out there. I mean, we're gonna discuss it at the next thing, but just something for everybody to kind of wrap their head around and see where they're thinking on this. So I also would not be against doing a, 0%. I mean,
We could use this specific tax increase, because once you do it, it stays there forever. But it can be used to pay for our flock system, which we approved but never had a revenue source for that specific system. It's about $27,500 a year for flock. And I wanna guarantee you it's gonna pay for itself in the crime it's gonna reduce that comes into our community.
they've been successful so far. But anyway, like I said, it's just something I wanted to kind of bring up for everybody. It is something that we gotta discuss next meeting, so. Rather than drop it on you at once, give you some time to think about it. That concludes my report.
Public Buildings and Properties, Parks and Recreation Committee, trustee Giovanni.
Thank you, Mayor. So asphalt and seal coating work in Fireman's Park has been completed, and it looks really nice. The new paved paths, it's gonna be really nice for next year, all there along the fields, so good job on that. HVAC grant update?
Yeah. Wait on the county.
Alright.
I will say though that they will probably cap our grant at 25 and change, so if the real proposal is at 31.3, the village or somebody's gonna pick up the difference,
Yes.
just to give you a heads up.
And then, next, consider, the purchase of a 2022 Boomer 50 tractor and trade-in of the 2016 Boomer 41, to DeYoung Equipment for a net cost of $24,000. The cost of pavement patching and road work came in at $98,000, $32,000 less than the $130 total budgeted cost for the year. This frees up around $25,346 in the current Parks Department budget. Due to the financial position of the village and the fact that we do not have to pay for any more repairs on the 2016 tractor, is being recommended that we replace this tractor now. The proposal is enclosed. We are basically replacing with the same type of unit, but it's built differently, so we're no longer going to deal with the constant breakdown for the intercooler that keeps breaking down for the regeneration of the diesel cycle. And this also allows us to not have to park and idle the tractor in order to go through that regen. It's also going to be 5 years newer. We have reviewed other options, which would be more expensive, and they have up to 12-month lead time for purchase of new. We would have to have the current unit repaired in order to get a trade-in value to even give these options an actual idea of what the cost would be. So does anyone have any questions on that? A lot of information there. No? Okay. So I would like to make a motion to purchase the 2022 Boomer 50 tractor and trade in our current 2016 Boomer 41 to DeYoung Equipment for a net cost of $24,000.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second, discussion?
Mayor, if I may, I'd like to just address the board. The patchwork that had been approved up to that $98,000, but we had 130 originally allocated for it. I just want the public to know that we understand that there's more roads and patches that need to be done in town. This money here wasn't able to be allocated towards it because of the time of year. So when I got the original pricing back from all of the qualified pavement companies, when they actually came in to do the work, I was hoping to add $30,000 worth of more patchwork, but they weren't able to do it. So what this does is it frees up this money to stay within the park, since this specific money here was budgeted in the parks for the path for paving and seal coating, but since we had $100,000 budgeted within the infrastructure account, we took all of it out of there, if that makes sense. I just want the public to know that we understand that there's more paving and stuff like that that needs to take place within town. It was just a wrong time of year to be able to try to accomplish anything further. So.
And it's my understanding this tractor can be used while it's regenerating.
It can,
The
yeah.
tractor can't, which was really a pain.
Yeah, so this tractor, it can be used on a 50%, meaning that once it hits its 50% of soot buildup, then it will shut down. So as long as you're operating it within the correct range, it'll burn off the soot while you're still using it. So the worst thing for this specific tractor is to run it around the park and idle and putt around places. It needs to be left in full throttle at all times and things like that. That's one of the worst things. That was part of the problem with the old one as well, is that
it got putted around too much, and, you know, just moving picnic tables and people trying to talk to one another, and it was sitting there idling, and what it did was it allowed the soot to build up within the exhaust system, and then when it went into regen, it was trying to burn off that soot. So that's the whole purpose of regen, is to burn off the unburned fuels that have built up within the exhaust system. So that's kind of the background on that. If you got any further questions on that, let me know. But does everybody understand where the $30,000 actually came from then within the asphalt stuff, what happened there? So, okay.
Any other discussion? Roll call?
Capros,
Yes.
Possession,
Yes.
Janetti,
Yes?
Terry,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Kraus.
Yes.
Okay. And then, consider an extended warranty on the Boomer 50. There are several options, to extend the warranty period for the tractor. So, going over that, me and Matt had kind of discussed. At this point, find it again, sorry. So, with the way the options are laid out here, if you guys want to take a look at that, quoted protection plan, for between the 0 deductible and the $250 deductible, it's about, it's somewhere right around,
26.
yeah. So, I mean, with one repair on that tractor in that extended time, you kind of pay that split in the deductible there. So instead of having a deductible, you get this 60 months with the 5,000 miles. It's almost worth it in case there is actually any kind of repair that needs to be done on the tractor. You know, if you come out $250 and you come out, you're already over your deductible in one repair. So
I think it's 5,000 hours.
That's correct.
5,000 hours, 60
Yeah.
months.
Correct.
So,
And this is 60 months total. It's not 60 months added onto the factory to
factories.
24, yeah.
24 months.
Right.
it gives
So
us
it's
an
an extra 3 years technically. So
So,
five years total.
yeah. And with the amount of use and stuff, and the specific use for it, to have that extra peace of mind, I think would be worth it. So my recommendation would be to go with the full, 60-month, 5,000 hour, Premier, which would be at, total cost of $1,676 and $0 deductible. So, do I need to make a motion for that?
So I got a question.
Yes.
The purchase protection plan on the authorization form says that it's for 7,500 machine hours, but the Young's thing says 5,000.
Where did you see that 7,500?
On this
On the first
authorization
page,
form,
yeah.
new equipment plans are available for protection periods of up to 60 months or 7,500 total machine hours.
If it says up to, does that mean it's just additional?
I'm just wondering where because it's the same month term.
Yeah, I never saw it. Where?
It's on this.
It's on this
sheet here.
form.
On top it says damage insurance and protection, purchase protection plan. That is-
Purchase protection plan.
Oh, some of the machines, this must be a generic form, because some of those machines do have longer protection plans you can buy on, the bigger ones. So this might be, just be a standard form. But I see exactly where it says 60 or 7,500 hours, that's what it says. And I can't tell you which it is, John, I don't know.
Offhand, I don't know how many hours we have on the current tractor, but I highly doubt that we're anywhere even near that. I really don't
You'll
think
hit the
so.
months way before you hit the hour.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Especially down in Newport.
Yeah.
So even if it is 5,000 hours, you're not.
I don't think we'll hit that.
I don't even think there's 1,000 hours on the tractor right now.
I don't, offhand, I don't know, but it's gotta be close to around 1,000 would be my guess.
But it's a good point, John, we're gonna ask that question.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even say 5,000 anywhere on there.
So,
So do you wanna wait to see if there is a 75, or just approve it up to
Prove it up to
that
that amount.
1676 amount? See what it is? Or do we need to get it now, or can it wait?
Do we have a grace period on buying the extended warranty?
I'm sure you got probably 2 years.
I don't
It's for the warranty for the first 2 years, right?
Well,
I don't know,
it's a-
typically when you're dealing with a dealership like that, once you walk out the dealership with your paperwork is what it is.
I guess, I mean, if the hours are a moot point, does it
Yeah.
matter? If we-
I strongly feel
Yeah.
that that's a mute point.
I'm with you.
I don't think it'll be an issue at all, I really don't.
So,
I think as he asked him about it, we get it.
yeah,
Yeah, really.
Just in-
we
I know we're gonna
inquire
use it
about
more.
it
We
and
could, yeah.
make the purchase.
Mhm.
Alright, so I am going to make a motion to, purchase an extended warranty, for 60 months, at a cost of $1,676 with a $0 deductible for the Boomer 50 tractor.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second, discussion? Roll call?
Kraus,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Genati,
Yes.
Possession,
Yes.
Pearl.
Yes.
And that concludes my report.
All right. Planning, Building and Zoning Committee, trustee Stacy.
Thank you, Mayor. The building department monthly report is enclosed for your review. No, planning and zoning commission meeting will be scheduled for November and December unless the petition is received. The next regular scheduled meeting for PZC is scheduled for Thursday, January 26th, 7 PM, with a roll call. And that's my report.
All right. Public Safety Committee, trustee Terry.
Thank you, Mayor. First I wanted to start off by thanking everybody for their hard work and their votes for our new public safety building. So thank you for everybody who pitched in, from the footwork to the money and anything in between. So we're very appreciative for that. And then the police department's report is enclosed. Chief, do you have anything you want to add?
I just wanted to add that, the officers are thrilled that the, referendum passed, and, really looking forward to a better place to work. I think it's nothing but good for the morale of the police department and for future recruitment of officers as well. It's nothing but good, and it really is, from the officer's perspective, shows support for that as well.
Thank you. The EMA monthly report is also enclosed. Director Heim, do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, not in my report.
And the code enforcement monthly report is in there also. As we get started, Director Heim also completed, there's a letter in there in your packets, considering the new radio system for EMA, looking to become, for our EMA to be, to continue to stay in compliance with the P25 compliance using the same network as the police department. And it'll be, it's $5,000 for the equipment and $780 for the usage fees.
For the remainder of this fiscal year.
Right, correct. And then for, I think for the 21 monthly, the breakdown is inside the letter to where it's $180 per month. And then for the equipment that we're looking for, it's 6 Motorola radios, 4 of the remote microphones, and then obviously the fees. So I don't know if there's any questions on that anybody may have. And Director Heim, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, the only thing I wanna add is I came on board in 2017, we had the old 1250 Motorola handsets, and we couldn't talk from one end of the town to the other. And we've been using, borrowed radios from Will County, which is the same as the police. For the last 3 or 4 years, I've been really, with this chief and the past chief, we're out there at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning with no communication. And if something had to happen, we really need to be in contact with the police. So right now, with the borrowed radios, Dale has programmed them to where we can go car to car police, we can go right on their band if we had an emergency. our radios that we're using right now are exactly what the police have. So these radios we're gonna get from DuPage County are used, but these radios are normally $7,000. We're gonna get them for 500. And on the other side of that, if for some reason the chief needed an extra radio too, these are exactly what he has, and he could use them as backups if we're not using them. The fee is $18 a month per radio. It's a lot cheaper than the police because we're occasional use. But I think to keep us in contact with the police and being safe out there all hours of night and day, we really feel that Will County could pull these radios anytime on us and say we need them back, and then we have nothing. So at $500 a piece, I think it's a steal. I know they're used, but so are the ones we're using now. The biggest thing is the $18 a month for the radio fee. But I think being out there all hours of the night, and I think we need to have something that we can respond. And also on these radios, there's a emergency button, panic button, whatever you wanna call it. If we hit them now, dispatch does not know who we are, because we're using these radios under the radar. With the new ones, if we hit that button, it's gonna come up Beecher EMA, and they're gonna, as long as we let them know our location, they'll know right away to send help. So I think, you know, in the whole scenario, it protects us more out in the elements of being out there by ourselves most of the time.
In a couple sentences, you brought Dale with you, so you might have to refer to Dale to this. In a couple sentences, in layman's terms, what is P25 compliance? That is the buzzword of all the radios today. Can you explain that in a?
Yeah, so the new radio systems that have been out probably since 2014, the technology is called P25, which is the standard for trunking radio systems. It's
Is it like a digital signal?
It's a digital signal, and it's a nationwide standard. So any radio you purchase that are considered P25 compliant, all will work on the network. So Starcom is a P25, Will County's radio system is considered P25 compliant.
And that allows for talking to any agency just by flicking the switch.
Correct, yep.
And I also too wanna add that the, funds for, I know that this is coming up, we have a $27,000, grant funds that is coming from the Arwood Communications Center as well. So that's where we're shooting to pull the money from.
Is that for the monthly fee too, or just the radios?
You could use it for the monthly fee this year. But I think moving forward, you probably have to budget that money.
Any other questions or discussion? Okay, so I'd like to make a motion for the new radio system for the EMA is required for the P25 compliance using the same network as the police department at the one-time cost of $5,000 for equipment and $780 for the usage fees.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second, discussion, roll call.
Caprows,
Yes.
Possession,
Yes.
Giannotti,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Kraus.
Yes.
Okay, we're still in the stages of looking at a four-way stop at the Hunters and Windscape. Police department's actually still doing a traffic study on that. I know last week we did some traffic enforcement and we're still compiling some of the numbers. Chief, is there anything you'd like to
We
add on
had
that?
our unmarked car doing it, and he's situated himself where the vehicles really can't see him until they come up to him. We identified the hours, I talked to the complainant on Halloween, my face was all red and everything, but he gave me the hours of between 7 and 8:30 in the morning, and 4:30 and 6:30 in the evening, so we're varying the hours, and I'd like to be done by the next meeting with the study and present you with a report.
I don't know, maybe it's come up last meeting, I wasn't here. What's the complaint?
Speeding.
It's a three-way anyways, right?
It's not a four-way? Okay.
Two-way.
It's a two-way,
With-
or it's just
it's-
one
it's-
stop.
It's a three.
It's a T intersection
It's a
with,
T.
okay, with the stop sign one way,
Yes.
okay. So what's, it's
They're
speeding,
looking for it to be a three-way stop.
but
I'm sorry, I
what's,
said
for
four,
what,
I meant
for what?
Speeding.
Speeding?
They're, yeah, and I'm, yes, we're looking to see what the traffic study says.
Well, no, I'm just, I didn't know, because I didn't, for the last one, I just. 'cause
I mean,
it's-
one of
it's
the- one of the
literally-
biggest
it's a
issues right now
two-block
is-
stretch off of Route 1. I mean,
One
it's
of the
not a
biggest
block away.
issues, and we can't use a stop sign, and Chief, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe, Department of Transportation issues state that you cannot, add a stop sign to reduce speeds.
It's not recommended by the federal guidelines.
So we're trying to see exactly what the speeds are, and we're doing a study.
Okay.
Chief will give us some results.
Do we still have a speed trailer? Or is that thing like disintegrated?
Chief, do we still have it?
Speed
Still
trailer?
is in the hut?
Do we still have a speed trailer, or did that thing disintegrate? It was falling apart at one time. Actually, it
The
worked at one time, it was falling apart.
last time we looked into it, we had public work plan, I think the motherboards are bad, so it probably is not worth repairing, it costs too much.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I could've swore that was a four-way, it is a three-way, so, you know, the road jogs.
I mean, you're looking at a road and a stop sign, I was just curious. I buy it every day.
And then the results to our Halloween patrol, we passed out a lot of candy. I think we had three haunted vehicles.
Two EMA and
Four. It was a busy night, even though we still had rain, we still had quite a bit of, patrons out there going door to door.
So, hold on, you're not gonna gloss over your and the chief's costumes, are you? Everybody saw those, right? Okay.
That was fantastic, to be honest.
Bring it here.
I heard you had to buy your own stuff to
It
make that happen.
was,
He was
The costumes were good.
misrepresented. I just want to point out that trustee Terry was misrepresented as Frankenstein. And he was truly Herman Munster.
Oh, I'm sorry.
oh, I got that
It's
wrong.
completely different.
You know what? It's, you know what, it was the shoes, that did it, I'm sorry, that's.
The lifts.
Yeah, that's, I would've got that wrong too for having a test, that's, maybe a name tag next year.
Next time, maybe? I don't know. All right, so, moving
Next year be
forward,
Frankenstein. We'll
thank
see
you
if it's
for
different.
everybody who volunteered with that and helped put all that together. So I think another successful year. Also, the police commissioner ordinance has been drafted. There's a few things that we still need to put in there as far as with the lateral hires that we're still looking to have, but if anybody has anything else they, as we were proofreading or would like to add, please feel free to let us know.
Yeah, the chief and I are gonna go over this ordinance with a fine tooth comb now that we have it in codified form. So if you have any suggested changes, please email them to him or I before we sit down and have that meeting with the attorney. Which will probably be
The
next
attorney
week.
hasn't reviewed this yet?
Oh, yeah, our village attorney
Okay.
has printed it, but it's still our ordinance. He put it in ordinance form, and if there's changes we wanna make to it, there's plenty of time. That's why we're not even voting on it tonight. But it's an important ordinance. It's gonna change how we do business.
And that concludes my report, Mayor.
All right, Public Works Committee, trustee Kraus.
Thank you. The Public Works and Water Department monthly reports are enclosed. Water billing register for the months of September, October are enclosed for review. Our pump-to-bill ratio has got worse in the last 2 months. That is due to several water main breaks, the fall flushing, and the main one, the water tower valve failure over Labor Day weekend. We'll see how the next couple months go. You got anything to add to that, Matt?
Nope, that about sums it up.
Gould Street water main update, a few restoration items remaining, and Bob, Matt?
Haven't heard back from
No, they haven't moved the
Baxter.
playground. We contested one of the items that M&J submitted for reinstalling
delineators
the delineators. I never heard back from the engineer. That means there's a screw up somewhere.
somewhere, yeah.
We're not paying that bill, so we're working through the problems like all typical projects. We probably won't see a closeout bill till December, which is fine with me.
It may be after that, because we had to go through and what they call keying all of the valves and B boxes after the project, and we found numerous that are unkeyable. So they're gonna have to come back in and probably tear asphalt out and things like that in order to get it repaired correctly, so.
Never
That
asked
may
us
be
to
a
do
spring,
that work.
yeah, that may be a spring finalization process for that.
Curb and sidewalk, asphalt update?
Curb and sidewalk are both completed. I know they worked their way from south to north with removal and then from north back south with installation back in, which was completed on Friday and or Saturday of this past weekend. Restoration work has not been completed on those yet as the concrete company is still needing to do some of their own pickup cleanup work. So the concrete and everything is in place, but the restoration work has not been done. Asphalt work, the big portions, some of the bigger patches and paving of the streets have been completed, but there are some small patches that still need to be done, and they are supposed to come back this week, but with the weather, I don't know if they're gonna make it back in order to do that this week. So, we'll see how that
That
goes.
curb at
but-
Dixie and Church got done then.
The curb itself did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, yeah. We dug it out last Thursday or Friday for the asphalt company, because they gotta go deeper than what they're used to, I guess you could say. On all of our normal roads are 4 inches, state and county, we're backfilling with 8, so we had to go a little deeper on some of their stuff, so we dug them out for them. But, yeah, hopefully within the next week, all the asphalt work will be done as well, so.
Leaf collection is ongoing. All leaves must be placed on the curb by Monday, November 28th to be guaranteed picked up. Last pass will be the week of November 28th. Salt bids have been secured. Department prepares the snow removal plan for 23-24. Having several new employees, so there'll be training on the fly this year. Good news is that we are at full staffing for upcoming winter season.
Get ready for tomorrow.
We have one truck ready, just one salt truck ready. The other trucks have the leaf machine stuff on them still, so.
I hope it's the tandem. The big
If, it's not the tandem, no,
Oh.
it's the O3 International, but, if we have to go out, we'll be able to do main roads and stuff like that relatively quickly, so I don't see it being a big issue. It's supposed to turn to rain, so I think it'll melt off pretty quick if it does stick to the roads tomorrow morning, so.
If you need me for training, I'm available.
All right.
You want to be trained to plow?
I can train
Consider proposal in the amount of $9,000 to draft a wellhead source protection plan and surveys required by the IEPA. Village has not had one of these completed since 1989, and the IEPA is making these updates mandatory for small water systems by July 26, 2023. Just found out about this new requirement last month when Baxter Woodman brought it to our attention. Approval of this proposal will give us the winter months to get the survey and report completed. We will not be paying this bill until June of 2023, so it will be included in next year's budget. We will then be good for at least 5 more years from that point. See that enclosed proposal. So I'd like to make a motion, the amount of $5,000, to draft a wellhead source protection plan and survey as required by the IEPA.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second? Anyone?
Second.
There's a motion and a second.
Nice. Did I say
Discussion?
5?
Yes, you did.
Oh. Thank you, Roger. I'd like to amend my motion to 9,000.
Okay, I thought it was 9, but you amend your second.
Yes. Unless we can get it for 5, can we do that?
No wonder no one seconded that.
I know, said something. Somebody want this? Roll call.
Please try to speak up. Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Giannotti,
Yes.
Musician,
Yes.
Caprows.
Yes.
Now I got my one mistake for the year over with, I'm done.
There you go.
And I'm done with my report.
Economic Development Community Relations Committee, trustee session.
Thank you very much. First, discussion on results of referendum. The project is now turned over to the Buildings and Public Properties Committee. So I guess I'll just quickly note, we had approximately 57% in favor, so I think we had yes votes about around 15% or so close to no votes. So solid showing, I think. I don't know if there's anything, Bob or Marcy, you guys would like to add on this one?
It shows that education is key in any referendum. You've got to go out and educate the voters what they're voting on. And it really doesn't matter when they vote at the end of the day, as long as they're educated when they do so.
Excellent. Fall newsletter mailed, so this project is also complete. November 27th, 2022 holiday tree lighting program update. Okay. All right, so, as noted previously, the event will be 4:30 to 7. I hope everyone's able to make it. We will have a miniature light parade, line up at 4:45. Parade will start promptly at 5, and I'll go directly into the tree lighting ceremony with the big man himself lighting the tree. That would be Santa, by the way. So, note, we had an additional planning meeting with the various community groups and organizations on November 1st, which went quite well. So various updates that I think are new since then. 4th of July Commission is now confirmed for serving the free food at the event. Thank you very much. Local churches have volunteered to serve hot cocoa, hot coffee, cookies, and soda, with the soda being provided by 4th of July Commission. I believe that St. Paul's is donating approximately 200 goodie bags to be given out to the sanitation station. Did I get the right one there, Bob? Excellent.
It's kind of all three churches.
It's
St.
they're all,
Paul's and the
yeah, they're all
Okay.
the same Paul.
One open item for us is that I think we're generally planning to include a couple of village vehicles in the light parade. There was talk of a PW Gator and the police golf cart. So we will need at some point to arrange some level of decoration on that, which I don't think has been talked about just yet, so.
It has been internally, we got it.
Okay, good, then I'm happy, very happy. Washington Township, I think I'm clear to announce this one, has graciously agreed to donate $1,000 toward the event. Although no spending conditions are set, it was discussed that the money would be spent for decorative purposes primarily. So some ideas for that money would be additional photo lighting for Santa and the family photo Instagram studio, perhaps extra heaters for Santa's workshop, holiday decorations to spruce up the workshop or Santa station. Might not be a bad idea to get some extra candy cans in case we run out of goodie bags, because we really don't know how many people will show up, so hopefully the 200 will cover it, but you never know, we have a lot more events this year. Reindeer feed station, we're going to have enough ideally for 300 snack baggies of reindeer feed. I'm sure everybody's like, dying to know this. 50 pounds of whole oats. We have a lot of oats. And various other additives. What's that?
Reindeer.
They're for the kids. Everybody's got to, those reindeer work hard, so they're, My goal here is I really don't want any kid to come to an event and not be able to do anything. So hopefully we'll have enough for everybody.
Well done. The birds will be happy too.
Yeah, the birds should be happy, I agree.
And the squirrels.
And the squirrels. Village is planning to procure 2 porta-johns and 1 hand wash station to have available, since the event is going to be now 2.5 hours long, with a lot more activities planned. This is a little extra cost. Next year I think maybe we'll talk about maybe keeping our existing porta-johns longer so we can cut down on how much it would cost. We wouldn't have the deployment cost there. Let's see, we'll have a 50-50 raffle, which will be held with proceeds going to Shop with the Hometown Hero, so that should be very nice. We are not going to be doing the home decorating contest this year, since we did not announce it in advance. And I'll say, potentially, I'm expecting that this Saturday the 19th at 0900, the Beecher Fire Protection District and Chamber of Commerce would be decorating the large tree in the depot park, but I've heard that there might be some issues with having enough people there to do it. So it might not be happening this week, so I guess more to come on that one potentially. And that is everything currently on the tree lighting update, unless anyone has particular adds or questions.
Porta potties, yes.
Okay.
They'll have hand sanitizer in them, wash station, too cold. So.
Can't do anything about that.
What about the bonfire? Trust me, it'll be warm enough.
That's true. Let's see, excellent. Anything else?
Ben, do you need the golf cart, you want it decorated in the Christmas theme like, or?
I mean, ideally, I would say yeah. If there's some way to have some lights on it too, that would be.
Oh, we have lights on it.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I was thinking holiday lights, but that'll do.
And then,
Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Do you want a police officer driving it, or?
I mean, I think that would be,
Frankenstein.
yeah. Or Monster.
Monster, huh?
Yeah.
Monster.
But yeah, I think that would be excellent, you know, I mean, sure,
Well, good.
yeah, wonderful, definitely.
Hey, you're working in one of the booths.
You can do both, I'm sure.
Just delegate.
We'll have to go there.
Excellent, excellent. Okay. And then, lastly, the village receives a certificate of community partnership from the US EPA for its efforts in promoting and using green power in the village. We also received 2 road signs, which will be going up on Route 1 later this week. And that concludes my report.
All right.
Summer concert, anything in there?
Sorry, I skipped that one, 2022 Summer Concert Series update. So we did have the committee, thank you, Todd. We did have our concert committee meeting, I think it was late last month, where we met with the 3 of us and the Washington Township. So they've communicated to us that they are, I think they're technically agreed on donating $10,000 towards the 2023 concert series. And that'll come out of their next budget, so it's not like formally, I think, set in the budget yet, but it is voted on and approved. And I think we're already starting to book bands, as I recall, and have actually already pretty well settled on a general schedule on who we would like to be performing. But I don't have all that in front of me.
And we'll be scheduling our next meeting soon.
Indeed.
But I thought I heard 4 Saturdays and 2 Sundays, is that what we can expect?
Tentatively, yes.
Yeah, we did slim it down a little this year.
Although most of the events are going to be bigger than last year's, so trying something a little different this year. And that concludes my report.
Okay. Any old business to come before the board? Any new business to come before the board? All right, we adjourn this first, right, before we go to
Yep.
our, okay, do we have a motion to adjourn? Motion on the floor, is there a second? Roll call?
Hey, Dave. Dave.
Caprows?
Yes.
Possession?
Yes.
Benatti?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Carlos?
Yes.